Hello dear CUET aspirants, this is Sheetal and you're watching Hitbullseye. And we are back again with yet very important live related to your English section of CUET exam. So when we look back at the CUET exam of 2022, what we realize is there are certain topics from which as we got to know from the other students, those who appeared in the exam, there were some topics from which there were maximum number of questions, and one such topic is idioms and phrases. So we've been getting this request from students to make or to come live with more such idioms and phrases. So all you can do is just relax, sit back and enjoy the video. We have jotted down some very important idioms and phrases which have a very high probability of coming in your exam. So we'll be coming with more such lives, and I believe they are going to be highly beneficial for you, very helpful for you to go and appear in that exam again. So without any further ado, let's begin with today's live. So we did do a live on idioms and phrases where I explained you what idioms are and what phrases are, and we did some simple example questions also. We will be doing more practice questions today. First of all, again, idioms are the common expressions used by the native speaker. They are in conventional use and they stand for a fixed meaning. So idioms are expressions that have a fixed meaning and they have been in conventional use. Mostly native speakers do use idioms. Similar is the case with phrases, though phrases are relatively easier to understand in comparison to idioms, because idioms don't mean anything literal, you know. Idioms are used figuratively to mean something else, but phrases, mostly you can make out the meaning of phrases just by reading them. They are relatively easy. So phrases are a group of words that stand for some meaning. So it's somewhere between words and clauses. It's neither a clause which has a subject and a verb, but yes, it's a combination of words. And now in phrases, there is one head and the other part is known as the modifier. So the head might be consisting of a noun, a verb, an adjective, anything. So don't fret about it. This is nothing. You just need to learn some common idioms and phrases if you want to go and rock in this exam. Right? Let's see and practice some idioms and phrases. So there you have your first idiom. Scrape the bottom of the barrel. So try to associate things. As it is very difficult to remember these words, but try to use them in your day-to-day speech. Try to use them in your conversation, whether you are having a conversation with your teacher or even with just your friend. So scrape the bottom of the barrel means making the most of the worst situations or things because you can't do anything about it. It's not in your hand. Right? तो जब आप किसी सिचुएशन के बारे में कुछ नहीं कर सकते हैं and still you try to make the adjustment, उसे हम कहते हैं scrape the bottom of the barrel. The example of this is, if you include Adam in the team, you'll really be scraping the bottom of the barrel. It's just compromising with the situation. I hope this one is clear. Let's see the second one. A taste of your own medicine. ये वाला idiom I believe बहुत सारे students ने सुना होगा day-to-day speech में. So the meaning of a taste of your own medicine is when you are mistreated the same way you mistreated others. बहुत ही अच्छा एक ये idiom है जिसे आप अपनी day-to-day language में use कर सकते हैं. एग्जाम्पल देखते हैं इसका. You deserve to get a taste of your own medicine and feel the same terror that everyone you killed felt. कि जो टेरर बाकी सब ने फील किया, when you inflicted the terror and the pain on them, you'll feel the same now. Okay, so this is a taste of your own medicine. Keep repeating it and keep using it in your language. I'm very sure it will be inculcated in your memory and you are going to remember it. And moreover, it makes your language beautiful. All right, let's see the third one now. All Greek to me. इसका मतलब है कि जब आपको कोई चीज़ ना समझ में आए, incomprehensible हो, तो you can say this is all Greek to me. Meaningless and incomprehensible, like someone who cannot read, speak or understand any of the Greek language word. तो it is not just related to reading or speaking or understanding. It can be any of these. अगर आपको कोई चीज़ comprehensible नहीं लग रही है, समझ में नहीं आ रही है, so in English we say all Greek to me. जैसे हम हिंदी में कहते हैं कि मैं उर्दू में तो नहीं बोल रहा हूँ कि आपको ये बात समझ नहीं आ रही है, ऐसे ही इंग्लिश में we use this particular idiom. Example of this is, my brothers were having a discussion about the latest football fiasco, but it was all Greek to me because I don't watch more football matches. I don't know about the fiascos and the achievements of particular players. Fiasco is a particular failure, right? So now because this first person I, she or he is not very keen viewer of or a very regular viewer of football matches, उसे नहीं समझ में आ रहा कि उसके brothers के बीच में क्या discussion हो रही है, किस fiasco के बारे में discussion हो रही है. So she or he is saying that it is all fiasco to me, all Greek to me, sorry. Right. So fourth one is bite your tongue, another very common idiom जो आपने यहाँ कहीं ना कहीं तो सुना ही होगा. Okay, so meaning of bite your tongue is to avoid talking. जब आप किसी situation में uncomfortable हैं और you don't want to speak, you don't want to give your opinion, you just bite your tongue. Example is, I wanted to tell him he looked ridiculous, but I bit my tongue. Similarly, when we are not interested in a particular conversation, when we are not wanting to give an opinion, we often bit our tongue. So if you want to avoid any kind of conflict with the other person when you're having a conversation with the person, just bit your tongue. Right, let's see the fifth one. Like a fish out of water. Think about it. How is a fish like out of water? It's uncomfortable, right? So associate it with being uncomfortable and you will remember it. So a person who feels awkward or unhappy because they are in a situation that is not familiar or because they are different from the people around them. तो जिस environment में या situation में कभी कोई uncomfortable हो या फिर बहुत easy feel ना करे तो उसे हम कहते हैं like a fish out of water. Example is, he couldn't dance. He was a fish out of water. See eye to eye. When can we see a person eye to eye? Either when we are being honest or we agree with the person. When we are very confident about something, we look in eye to eye. So the meaning of see eye to eye is to agree with someone. Example is, we never agree. We don't see eye to eye. In this particular example, what you can notice is the meaning is given in the sentence itself. तो एग्ज़ाम में भी अगर कोई ऐसा अननोन सा फॉरेन सा सेंटेंस आपके सामने हो, ऐसा ईडियम यूज़ हुआ हो जिसका मीनिंग आप ना जानते हो, ट्राई टू गेस द मीनिंग ऑफ इट बाय लुकिंग एट द कॉन्टेक्स्ट ऑफ द सेंटेंस एंड ट्रस्ट मी 90% टाइम योर वाइज गेसिंग विल बी करेक्ट. सो बिलीव योर गट फीलिंग एंड गो फॉर इट. सो वी नेवर अग्री, वी डोंट सी आई टू आई. Alright, the seventh one is cry over spilt milk. A very common idiom which we see in so many competitive exams. When you complain about a loss from the past, so something that you've already lost, it cannot be repaired now, right? It's irreparable, it's not in your hand to do anything about it, so it's no use of crying over the spilt milk. It's no use crying over spilt milk. He spent all the money and there's nothing you can do about it. Now that you cannot do anything, just don't make a fuss about it. Just don't cry over it now. All right, let's see this one now. Feeling blue. So with this word blue, you can, learn too many idioms. For example, out of the blue, all of a sudden it means. And the another one is feeling blue. Feeling blue is be depressed or sad. I am feeling blue today because I haven't met the person I like the most, right? Example of this is, I was really feeling blue after she told me she was leaving. Maybe she was a loved dear one and now that she is leaving, I don't feel happy about it. I am feeling low about it, depressed about it. This is feeling blue for you. And the next one is chase your tail. Now imagine that cat which tries to catch its own tail and she is not able to do it, and she'll keep, swirling around. So that is gonna in that activity it will consume a lot of her energy, but to no result, right? It will be in vain. The energy that she's putting towards it will be in vain. So spending a lot of time and energy doing a lot of things but actually achieving too little. जब किसी चीज़ के लिए आप बहुत ज़्यादा कोशिश कर रहे हैं but result आपको बहुत ही कम मिले, उसे हम कहते हैं chase your tail. Example is, I've been chasing my tail all day but I haven't got anything done. What a waste of time, right? Again, if you can see, even if you don't know the meaning of this phrase, chasing a tail, you can guess the meaning of this by reading the rest of the line. But I haven't got anything done. Despite of wasting all my time or investing all my time on this particular thing, I haven't got much done yet. So what a waste of time and energy, right? Explore all avenues means trying out every possibility to get a result. Quite an easy one to remember and a very important one. Example of this is, I explored all avenues to find a dress similar to one Aishwarya Rai wore in the Filmfare Awards, but I had no luck. Had no luck is another phrase. See, you can remember so many phrases just by learning a few. Okay, so next one is get ducks in a row. What does this mean? Let's see. Getting your things well organized, or to be well prepared or well organized for something that is going to happen. So the phrase for you is get ducks in a row, right? Example of this is, they should have had their ducks in a row beforehand so they were ready to start the job when required. तो किसी चीज़ के होने से पहले when you are well prepared for it, आपने हर चीज़ को measure कर लिया है and you are almost ready for it. So for this you can say get ducks in a row. So when you go for an interview, before the interview or an exam, you get your ducks in a row. You are well prepared. Keep your fingers on the pulse. Another very important idiom which you can use in your language too. Being constantly aware of the most recent developments. Example of this is Business Week. This probably is a magazine, right? And the people, editors of that magazine, Business Week has their fingers on the pulse of what's happening in business around the world. Similar is the case with people, those who edit sports article. तो जो sports article लिखते हैं, they keep their fingers on the pulse, and they know everything related to sports, all the updates related to it. Similarly, जो technological advancements हो रही हैं, उनके बारे में जो information रखते हैं, they try to keep fingers on the pulse, right? So this particular idiom can be applied to any situation. What you can do here is try to make your own sentences. Now, I've told you the meaning, I've given you an example, you've understood the meaning, but that learning will be reinforced only when you sit and try to frame sentences with it. And don't forget to keep repeating it, practicing it. All right, the next one is with bells on. This means when you are delighted and eager to go somewhere, you are said to go with bells on. So we all go on family trips and trips with friends with our bells on. We are eager, excited. Example of this is, are you coming to Paul's tonight? This is one person asking to the other person. Are you coming to Paul's tonight? Maybe they have a party. And the response of the other person is, sure, I will be there with bells on. I will be there with all the excitement. Blood, sweat, and tears. This means something that requires a lot of effort and hard work. हिंदी में भी हम ये यूज़ करते हैं, ये कहावत की ये उसकी खून पसीने की मेहनत है, right? Similarly, you can remember it with this: blood, sweat, and tears. Example इसका अगर हम देखें तो they had given their blood, sweat, and tears to getting the restaurant up and running. Up and running is another phrase, guys, to keep it, to make it work properly, right? So they had given their blood, sweat and tears to get the restaurant up and running. All right, so the last idiom for today is be in one's bonnet. This means carrying an idea that constantly occupies your thought. तो जब कोई चीज़ आपके दिमाग में, आपके जहन में हर वक्त रहे, उसे हम कहेंगे be in one's bonnet. Example of this is, my mother has got such a bee in her bonnet about the wedding. I kept telling her that it will be fine, but she's very worried. Now because his or her mother is worried, she keep on thinking about the wedding and the wedding event. Will it be okay? What should be the arrangements, the appropriate arrangements? So her mind is occupied with all these thoughts. So we can say it's like a bee in a bonnet. All right, I believe you did understand all these idioms and phrases and you did enjoy it. Please, if you have any doubt, feel free to ask. I am all ears, glued my eyes to the chat box. Do you need me to repeat any of these? Or even if you see the video later on, you can put in your queries, your doubts in the chat box and feel free to give suggestions. If you want more videos on idioms and phrases, we will come up with another set of important idiom and phrases in the next live. I hope you did enjoy it and you did understood. Until then, until your exam, keep working hard, keep enjoying your studies, and be very religious with the preparation of your exam. All right, all the very best to all of you. Thank you, and that's all for today.